Thanks for joining us tonight on 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Frank Wiley in for Josh.
And I'm Carolina Lead in for Courtney. An emotional day in court as Maya Kowalski tells her side of the story.
All I did for days on end was demand to speak to my parents. That's all I wanted to do. And I most certainly wasn't just sitting in my room. I was crying.
Today's testimony is part of a $220 million lawsuit against Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, alleging malpractice and false imprisonment. 10 Tampa Bay's Adure Chumba is live outside the courthouse in Venice and is leading us off tonight. Adure.
That's right. Maya Kowalski was only 10 at the time of her ordeal. Now 17, she says she recalls vividly how she was treated differently from other children at the hospital and, in her own words, stripped from her family.
I was a ballerina at one point. I was a gymnast and then a figure skater.
Maya Kowalski describing what life was like before she was diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome.
It's like I was born with gasoline deep within my body, and some incident, whether it was that sprained ankle or the severe asthma attack, was like a match and acted as a catalyst that just set my body on fire, and I have to live with this burning pain.
And taking jurors through a timeline of her illness before her diagnosis, from the first symptoms around 2015. The family even seeking treatment in Mexico before she ended up at Johns Hopkins All Children's in October 2016.
None of the doctors knew what was wrong with me at the time, so they just assumed that strengthening my muscles would maybe help get me to walking again.
Maya was sheltered at the hospital under DCF orders and kept from her family for 87 days.
When I expressed to them a symptom or like my pain, they would say, "No, you're making it up," or "It's in your head."
And then there was the social worker.
At one point, the social worker, Kathy Beatty, said that my mom was in a mental institution. They were trying to even manipulate me into thinking that my mom was sick and therefore making me sick, even though it wasn't true.
Mom Beata accused of child abuse, Munchausen syndrome by proxy, and over-medicating her with ketamine, later taking her own life wearing a bracelet Maya made.
I found out later that she wore it every single day, and when she was found in the garage, she was still wearing it. And I have it on my neck right now. It was actually so unbelievably cruel, the amount of time they allocated for me to spend with my family after hearing such awful news.
And tonight, the hospital continuing to maintain that its staff was only acting on DCF orders, following those orders, and acting in the interest of the child. Now, tomorrow, testimonies do continue here at the Sarasota court. The family, Kowalski family that is, suing for $220 million. Live in Venice, Adure Chumba, 10 Tampa Bay.
We will continue to follow this case. Download the free 10 Tampa Bay app. We will send you push alerts with any new developments in this case.